Winter in Sweden. A living picture postcard for the natives to enjoy at their leisure. Peace, quiet, tranquility. That peace is about to be shattered as the Scandinavian forests offer a spectacular backdrop for round 2 of the 2013 World Rally Championship. I'm Kevin Piper, this is Rally Sweden. Sweden is the second of 13 events making up the WRC season, a full-blown snow and ice rally in contrast to the dust, gravel and tarmac we'll encounter later in the year in the company of the greatest drivers in the world. The season got underway in Monte Carlo. World champion Sebastian Loeb mastering the tough wintry conditions, win number 77 of his extraordinary career. But the Frenchman doing only a handful of rallies in this, his retirement season. So Loeb tops the early standings in the Citroën. Tremendous debut for WRC newcomers Volkswagen. Sébastien Ogier finishing second in Monte. Danny Sordo completing the podium. Loeb's here again, but it could be a very different story this time. Drivers from just over the border have dominated this event in recent years. Finland's Mikko Hirvonen, a two-time winner in Sweden and looking to stake an early claim as title contender.
I've always been competitive here and our car is really fast and we have a good team as well, so of course I'm hoping to do well, but that's already the target. It would be really important now to get good points and fight for the win on this one for the championship.
But Mikko could face a strong challenge from fellow Finn Jari-Matti Latvala, also a two-time winner here and keen to prove he too has what it takes to become world champion.
It would be great to fight for the victory, but I just set the target that we are on the podium. For me, that would be a fantastic result. I don't want to look, wait too much on the second rally. We know that the car can be good, but not just to lift the expectations too high.
And this is where the battle of the Flying Finns will take place. Rally Sweden's based in the forests around the city of Karlstad to the west of the capital Stockholm. From here, drivers and co-drivers head out to tackle the 22 time stages, including a foray across the border into Norway. The stages total just under 340 competitive kilometres. As ever, the crew with the fastest overall combined time is the winner. Well, before the main event gets underway, it's qualifying. The quickest driver earning the right to decide his starting position in the rally, and that's important here because of the conditions. It can be a big disadvantage for the early runners on fresh or loose snow, even with the benefit of special studded tyres designed to grip the hard-packed ice as they hit speeds of around 200 kilometres an hour. Starting further down the field means drivers can benefit from a cleaner road and clearer racing lines made by the earlier runners. Sébastien Ogier setting the fastest time over the 4-kilometre qualifying stage, another sign of VW's impressive speed in this their debut season in the WRC. Ogier almost a second quicker than Mads Ostberg, the Norwegian very much at home in these conditions. World champion Sebastian Loeb on his least favourite surface, back in 8th. So Ogier first up for the pick of road positions and opting to start as far back as possible in 17th.
So, Sebastian, can you tell us which position you've chosen and why?
The last one, because it looks like there will be a lot of fresh snow and there will be cleaning on the road, so it's better to be as fast as possible.
And the rest of the drivers following Ogier's lead, with the next quickest qualifiers choosing the lowest road positions available. Mads Ostberg selecting 16th, Mikko Hirvonen 15th, while Sebastian Loeb has to settle for 10th on the road, earlier than he'd have hoped for. Plenty to entertain the crowds at Karlstad. Before following the draw, it was straight into the opening short blast through stage 1, the Karlstad Super Special. Road order not an issue in this opening run. Here it's racing head-to-head, 2 cars at a time. And it was 9-time world champion Sebastian Loeb quickest off the mark. Loeb half a second ahead of Jari-Matti Latvala, sharing the same time with Russian Yevgeny Novikov. OK, let's get on to the serious business as we prepare to enter the forest. The car's tackling 3 stages in the morning, including the 24-kilometre Vargassen test, featuring the iconic Collins Crest, named after the Scottish rally legend Colin McRae. After a midday service stop in Hagfors, those 3 stages are repeated in the afternoon before a return to Karlstad for a second run through the Super Special. 130 kilometres against the clock in all today. So it's time to join the teams now in the forest for the day's first stage with your commentator, Paul King.
Thanks, Kevin. And with the opening test already underway, down on the start line, Monte Carlo winner Sebastian Loeb. The earlier runners acting as a snow plough for the following cars, and even on the spiked snow tyres, this will be incredibly slippery. You can see Loeb fighting for grip. Staying at the road on these speeds would be impossible on normal road tyres. The world champion has selected this event as one of the 4 he's competing in this final season. With only 1 victory in Sweden 9 years ago, Loeb feels he has unfinished business in Scandinavia. 384 tungsten-tipped studs on every tyre, biting hard into the surface to provide the grip. Oh, but Loeb still bumping and barging his way off the snowbanks at times here. Lots of crests and tight corners to negotiate. A really bumpy start to the rally. Of course, with every passing car, there should be less loose snow on the surface, and that means more grip for these later runners. The first of our Volkswagens here, Jari-Matti Latvala, hoping to make up for his final day blunder at the Monty a few weeks ago. The Flying Finn has won this spectacular event 2 times, and he is always a joy to watch on snow and ice. Like his compatriot, Mikko Hirvonen has claimed victory in Sweden twice, and he will take some beating this weekend. He's looking a bit wild here. And he's off the road. We're only a few kilometres into the rally, but already this could be a disaster for Mikko. But while Hirvonen and co-driver Jarmo Lehtinen set about digging themselves out, let's take another look at that from above. He's just lost the rear of the car about there, the DS3 into the trees, and actually tipped into a full roll again from inside the car. A bruising moment for Mikko and Jarmo. And unfortunately, with only a few spectators around to help pull the car out of the snowdrift, the Finnish crew are going nowhere fast. So, one of the big guns in trouble already. Here's Mads Osberg now. With 2 podium finishes in Sweden in the last 2 years, the Norwegian has a real pedigree on the snow. This is the same sequence of corners and crests that caught out Hirvonen. There he is, off the road to the right. He's still stuck. Mads through safely, but there might be problems for this pre-event favourite as well.
Mads, what's going on?
I have engine problem.
How bad?
Really bad.
What is it, do you know?
It's massive overheat, no power.
Well, it's all happening out there this morning. Sébastien Ogier, meanwhile, stunned the rally world with his incredible turn of speed in the new Volkswagen in Monte Carlo. The Frenchman isn't known for his pace on snow, but again, this is looking like a spectacular start to the rally. Ogier, just 2.5 seconds down on the early leader Loeb before this stage. What can he do here? Those yellow boards mean the finish is coming up. What a time from the VW man, 3.5 seconds quicker than Loeb in the stage, and he storms into the rally lead.
A 9:15.8, Sebastian Ogier, quickest. You picked your position. Are you happy with that then?
Yeah, it's a good start. It was not easy. When I've seen Mikko, then I lost a bit the concentration. I was too careful. But yeah, it's okay. I'm happy. It's not so easy condition.
So, Sebastian Ogier continuing the pace he showed in the qualifying stage, and confirmation that Jari-Matti Latvala also goes ahead of Loeb into second place. Mads Osberg holding fourth, ahead of Pontus Tiedemann in fifth. Behind them, Evgeny Novikov sixth, and Juho Hänninen is seventh.
Thanks, Paul. Well, Mads Osberg's fourth place could be under threat if he and co-driver Jonas Andersson can't find a solution to those engine problems on the 33-kilometre road section that takes them through to the next stages. We'll follow that story, of course, as meanwhile Mikko Hirvonen's Citroën is mechanically sound. Finn making his way to stage 3, but that off in stage 2 has wrecked his chances of victory already. A dramatic start to proceedings here in Sweden, then plenty more where that came from. Coming next, the rest of the morning's action, including a real treat for the fans. Prepare for takeoff at Collins Crest. Welcome back to Rally Sweden, following Russian Yevgeny Novikov making his way through the frozen forest. This aerial view illustrating the benefit of electing to start back in 9th on the road. The stage by now cleaned by the earlier runners, so Novikov able to take advantage of a clearer road and racing line. Let's track his progress through stage 3 here.
Left zero light short double crest gas. Right zero very short jump gas. 50. Right one gas, left zero very short, right one short gas, left one 40 long gas negative, tightens very short.
A wonderful backdrop for the second round of the World Rally Championship. Novikov enjoying a run in the top 6 as we now rejoin Paul King.
And it's been a tough event so far for Mini driver Mikael Kosciuszko, struggling with a clutch problem. The Lotus team driver is already slipping well down the standings. And Jarkko Nukara is faring even worse, the latest driver to get sucked into one of the snowbanks. He's dropped more than 42 minutes. Up at the sharp end, meanwhile, Sebastian Loeb is making his move. Right off the 9-time world champion at your peril. He may not have won in Sweden since 2004, but in any event, on any surface, the outgoing world champion is a threat. The Citroën driver surges past Jari-Matti and up to second.
And with that, it's time to join the crowds waiting stageside at Vargassen, the famous Collins Crest to be precise. A spectacular jump which always attracts rally fans in big numbers from far and wide.
We are from Italy. It's from Pesaro, Vicenza, Bologna, Bergamo.
Rally fans, an enterprising bunch as ever, making themselves at home whatever the conditions as they look forward to the action.
You don't win anything by jumping, but it's a public pleaser. It's really fantastic. We like it.
Here we go then, hold on tight and enjoy the ride with Paul King.
Thanks, Kevin. And we are back with Novikov again. The Russian rocket has a history of flamboyant jumps, and he showed good commitment there. Let's take another look at Collins Crest. Cars will leap up to 40 metres through the chill Swedish air at this iconic arena. That's why the fans love it. Novikov running in a strong 5th place at the moment. Stunning action. Two minutes down the stage, 9-time world champion Sebastian Loeb will be the next to entertain the Swedish spectators. There is a blisteringly quick section in the build-up to the crest too. These four-wheel drive turbocharged machines can nudge 200 kilometers an hour despite driving on ice and snow.
Welcome, Sebastian Loeb.
Here we go. Oh, Loeb opting to dab on the brakes before the jump. You see a lot of drivers do that so they can get the power down on the landing. It's an effective tactic. You can see here Loeb getting the car down quickly, and he is quickest through Vargassen so far. Jari-Matti Latvala is running in 3rd place currently.